for Bishop Brossart here on the hilltop last night, 57-39. That particular win evened up Harrison County's record on the year at 2-2. The Flyers will be very short-handed today, with 5 players sitting out because of violations of team rules, while another couple of players are out with non-COVID illnesses, making it to be a very interesting game for Franklin County. He's got a lot of kids that don't normally play a lot of minutes getting out there to play quite a bit. Hopefully, the Breds can take advantage of this situation and pick up what would be their 3rd win in a row. In the junior varsity game that just got completed a few minutes ago, it was the Harrison County JVs knocking off the Flyer junior varsity 52-39. Right now, both varsity teams are out on the floor going through their pregame paces. We invite you to stay tuned as we'll come back and take a closer look at both Harrison County and Franklin County. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here on the hilltop. We're going to have a pretty decent crowd for today's game between the Breds and the Flyers. Well, Franklin County will come in with a record of 3-1 on the year. Last week, they won at Paris, then lost at home to Lexington Catholic, and then last Saturday won at Nelson County 65-61. That was just before the Flyers' double overtime win over East Jessamine, 74-63 in Nicholasville back on Wednesday. Last season, Franklin County went 15-10, losing to Madison Central in the 11th Region Tournament semifinals. They're coached by Jonathan Moore, who's in his first year as the head Flyer. He takes over for longtime coach Tony Wise. As we said, a lot of players out today, 7 in fact for Franklin County. Primarily, junior Zach Cox, who was their leading scorer at 22.5 points a game. He had poured in 40 points in the win at Nelson County last week, and had been shooting 55% from the floor, including a team-leading 50% from three-point range. So Zach Cox being out all by himself has a major influence on the Flyers here today. Also out today is the Flyers' best shooter, senior Jaden Madison, who is making 68% of his field goal attempts. He also leads the team in rebounding as well at 9 boards per game. So not only are the Flyers without their best scorer, they're without their best rebounder as well. Madison had a double-double with 21 points and 14 rebounds in the win over East Jessamine. Madison was a defensive back on last season's football team that went 10-4 before losing to Johnson Central in the regional tournament finals. Madison had a team-leading 4 interceptions along with 70 tackles. Other football players on the basketball team that also played football include sophomore quarterback Gavin Hurst, junior wide receiver Zach Claudio, who is out today, and junior running back Caden Moore, who is verbally committed to play his college football at UK. 6'7" senior Max Mulder is Franklin County's force inside, pulling down 8 rebounds. Just like Harrison County, the Flyers are going after their 3rd straight win today. Meanwhile, the Breds won an exciting 57-39 victory here at home over Bishop Brossart last night. The Mustangs had won 12 of the previous 13 games and the last 5 in a row over Harrison County before last night. Harrison County used a 15-0 run in the first half to race out to a double-digit lead in the first quarter and then put the game away with 11 unanswered points in the second half that put the game to bed. Harrison County actually led by as many as 30 points before letting up on the pedal and eventually winning by that 18-point margin. Sophomore Braylon Hinton had a career-high 17 points to lead his team. Harrison County's defense has been especially effective over the first 4 games of the season. including that game against Bishop Brossart, where they limited the Mustangs to just 21% shooting from the field and forcing 18 turnovers. The Reds also out-rebounded the Mustangs 26-21. Despite Franklin County playing at a limited strength today, the Reds will need to play just as hard as if the Flyers were at full strength, because Harrison County is not good enough yet to take any opponent for granted. So there's your look at the two opponents today, Harrison County and Franklin County. While the teams continue to warm up, we'll take a break and then come back and give you the starting lineups of today's game between the Reds and the Flyers. You're listening to the pregame show sponsored by Cynthiana Hardee's on WCYN Sports. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups for this afternoon's game. First for the Flyers at 3-1 on the year, as we said, coached by Jonathan Moore. This is a mixed match of 3 non-regular starters and 2 regular starters. At a guard, a 5'9 freshman, number 5, Caius White. White averaging 1.7 points a game. And another guard is Dominic Taylor. He wears the number 10. He's a 5'8 junior and is yet to score this year. The third guard position is manned by a 6-foot senior, number 12, Tyler Valentine. He's averaging but 5.2 points a contest. Now at the forward is a regular starter, Andrew Chenault. He's a 6'2 junior, wears the number 20, and is averaging 9 points a game. Also a member of the regular starting 5 is Max Mulder, their center. He is a 6'7" senior, wears the number 30, and is averaging 5.5 points a game, along with 8 rebounds per game as well. So once again, for Franklin County, it'll be White, Taylor, Valentine, Chenault, and Mulder. On the season so far, Franklin County averaging 64.3 points per game on offense, on defense giving up 60.8 points per game. Now for the Harrison County Thoroughbreds, 2-2 on the year, riding a modest 2-game winning streak here in the early season. At a guard, a 6-foot sophomore, number 1, Caden Custard. Custard, the Breds' leading scorer at 16.8 points a game. At the other guard is Clay Carpenter. Clay's a 6-foot senior, wears the number 24, and has raised his average to 8 points a contest. At one of the forward positions, Braylon Hinton. Hinton had a career-high 17 in that win by the Thoroughbreds last night over Bishop Brossart. He's a 6'3 sophomore who wears the number 5 and is now averaging 8.5 points a game. At the other forward, a very consistent player, J.D. Kendall. Wears the number 21. He's a 6'5 junior, averaging 10 points a contest. And in the middle, a 6'10" sophomore, number 44, Will Furnish. Furnish averaging an even 5 points a game. So once again, for the Breds, it'll be Custard, Carpenter, Hinton, Kendall, and Furnish. The Breds on the season averaging 60.3 points per game on offense. On defense, giving up exactly 60 points per game. So there's your look at the starting lineups for both the Breds and the Flyers in anticipation of this afternoon's ball game. Well, while we await the return of the Flyers to the floor, Harrison County's already back doing some warm-ups. We'll take it back to the station to Bruce Templeton from Unity Christian Church with today's pregame prayer. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County and Franklin County about to meet each other for the 55th time in their program's history. Harrison County leads the overall series 30-24, including 14-9 here at the Hilltop. The last time the two teams got together was just last season, when the Breds traveled to Frankfort, but came home with a 57-51 loss. The last time that the Flyers came to the Hilltop was back in December of 2018, some 3 years ago, to the Harrison County Invitational. The Flyers won that game as well, 74-60. This is a series that began way back in December of 1958, when the two teams played each other up at Transylvania University. At the Mid-States Conference Tournament, Franklin County won that game as well, 62-45. So there's a short history of the series between these two teams, Harrison County and Franklin County, who played each other year after year there for the longest time in the 60s and early 70s as well, when they were both members of the Mid-States Conference. Also going on this week, well, let's take a first look at what the Breds are doing next week. On Tuesday, we'll head to Winchester to take on the defending 10th Region champion Clark County Cardinals. And then on Friday, it'll be another tough test when we head to Lexington to take on the Blue Devils of Henry Clay. A week from today, Harrison County will return to the Hilltop for the Huck Turner Classic when they'll take on arch rival Bourbon County. The Phillies later on today, here in about a couple of hours, will be playing at Ludlow. That game slated to start at 5:30. We'll transition from this game into that game where Ed Lewis will give you all the play-by-play. And then next week, the Phillies will have 3 home games. On Monday, the girls will host Bishop Brossard. On Wednesday, Bryan Station, the Lady Defenders, come to town from Lexington. And then on Friday, the Phillies will have another home game when they take on the Lady Braves of Grant County. So plenty of opportunity for you to come up and support your Phillies next week. The wrestling team today, we're split between a boys tournament and a girls tournament. The boys were at the Franklin County Duels, while the girls went down to a wrestling match at Knox Central. So hopefully both squads did very well today. Next Saturday, the wrestling team will head to Louisville Central in the River City to participate in the annual Rumble in the Hive, one of the more prestigious wrestling tournaments in the state. So best of luck next week at the Rumble in the Hive. The archery team will be in action tomorrow over at Robertson County. And the bowling team starts out their season this weekend, both today and tomorrow. They'll be at Galaxy Bowl, which is over in Richmond. Next Friday, the bowling team will host Lexington Catholic. And then a week from today, our bowling team will head over to Danville to take on both the Ads and the Boyle County Rebels at their bowling alley over in Danville. So there's your look at all of the winter sports that are coming up over the next week, as with archery and bowling getting underway, all the winter sports are in full sway. Well, right now we're about to have the national anthem. Right now the colors being presented by the Harrison County Air Force Junior ROTC. We'll also have a moment of silence for the victims of that terrible tornado in the western part of the state and on beyond that as well. So after the moment of silence, the national anthem, after which we'll take a break and then come back for the tip-off of tonight's game between Harrison County and Franklin County. But right now, as we said, first the moment of silence and then the national anthem.
At this moment, could we have a moment of silence for all the people affected by the tornadoes in western Kentucky? Many people lost everything, including people very close to them. They really need our thoughts and prayers at this time. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, the starting quintets for Harrison County and Franklin County being introduced. If you can't make it to the game, you can watch it live on YouTube. Just go to the YouTube app and search WCYN, where you can find the game. Our YouTube coordinator, Ryan Ennis, our YouTube cameraman, Sean Espinola, all working together with us at the WCYN to bring you action to where you can watch the game from home. But I encourage you, if you can, come to the Hilltop and attend the games in person. It's an exciting atmosphere, and the Thoroughbreds have an especially very good team this year that's exciting to watch. But like I said, if you can't be there, join us on YouTube. As we mentioned, Harrison County will come into the game with a record of 2-2 on the year, while Franklin is 3-1. Harrison County, 2 straight wins over Scott County, over in Georgetown last week, and of course last night here on the Hilltop, knocking off a Bishop Brossard squad that had given Harrison County fits over the last several years. Starting 5 are the same for Harrison County as we've had for all 5 games so far. It's one of those situations, if it ain't broke, don't change it. Meanwhile, Franklin County with a hodgepodge of regular starters and junior varsity players who are starting in the varsity tonight because of the 7 players that are out for the Flyers today, either because of suspensions or illnesses. Jumping center for Harrison County will be Will Furnish, of course. Across the midcourt stripe will be Max Mulder for the Flyers as we're just about to get this game underway from here on the Hilltop. The toss is up, and the tap will be controlled as it goes out of bounds. Last touch, they're going to say, by the Flyers, so Harrison County will get the ball first. J.D. Kendall will inbounds it to Caden Custard in the backcourt. He'll cross the timeline. Man-to-man defense by Franklin County. Custard from the elbow to Hinton. Hinton in the paint. Puts up a 10-footer. Good. So Braylon continues his hot shooting from last night with that first bucket. Little 10-footer in the lane. Makes the score 2-0 Harrison County as we're really just underway. Now we're going to have a foul called on Caden Custard. It'll be Caden's first. From the far sideline near the hash mark, any ball will be Chenault into the backcourt, gets the ball to White. Caius White across the timeline, rushes down to the block, floats one up, no good. Custard comes down with the rebound for the Thoroughbreds, and he wants to run. In the corner, Hinton for 3, rims out. Rebound is going to come out high and is going to be captured by Carpenter. Here's a pass down low to Furnish. His hook shot is off the mark. Rebound being knocked around, and finally we're going to have a foul called on Franklin County. A lot of traffic inside there. Foul is going to be assessed to Valentine. It'll be Tyler Valentine's first. From his own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Carpenter. The fifth-year senior gets it in the corner to Custard, up top to Kendall, now to the right wing to Carpenter, long range. Carpenter back up top to Kendall, dishes the ball down to Furnish in the paint. Hook shot around Mulder is no good, and Mulder is going to come down with the rebound. Up the floor, race the Flyers, down 2-0. With the basketball now is Valentine. As he rushes to the basket, he's going to be fouled, and if that's on Custard, which I think it is, that's going to be 2. So 2 quick fouls on Harrison County's point guard, prompts a move by Coach Brooks. As we've only played 1 minute and 4 seconds. In the game, Mason Smiley. Smiley, a 6-foot sophomore, averaging 0.8 per game. Rushing to the basket and laying it up and in will be White. So Caius White ties the game for the first time at 2-2. And that driving layup. 6:41 left here in the first quarter. With the basketball in between the circles is Smiley. Left-hander gets it inside the arc to Hinton at the elbow extended on that far side. Now he'll pitch it back up top to Carpenter. Carpenter makes a move to the top of the key. Reverses. Now gets it on the wing on the near side to Hinton. Down to the block to Furnish. His hook shot's good. Big shot by Will. Harrison County goes up 4-2. 6:14 left to go here in the first quarter of play. With the basketball down by 2 is Taylor. Taylor, a floater from 10, barely grazed the rim. And J.D. Kendall will come away with the rebound. Into the front court come the Thoroughbreds. A hook shot by Carpenter is no good. A lot of contact, no foul called. Rebound pulled in by Valentine. In the front court, Mulder in front of the Harrison County bench. Makes a move into the paint, stops, pitches it. Going to be stolen away this time by Carpenter. Clay waits on the rest of his team, gets the ball to Hinton. Now back to Carpenter near the center circle. Harrison up 4-2, resets. Carpenter backs up near the timeline. Now moves in between the circles, gets it on the right wing to Smiley. Smiley at the foul line, nearly traveled, gets the ball up top to Hinton once again. Braylon now directing some traffic as he goes near the timeline to set the offense. Between the circles finds Kendall. Kendall left elbow jump shot, very short, might have even been blocked. Rebound's going to be pulled in by Braylon Hinton, but it's going to be tossed out of bounds for the first turnover of the game for the Breds. Couple of subs coming in for Harrison. Garrett Wilson, a 5'10 sophomore, averaging 0.7 points a game. Also Cliff McElvain, a 6-foot sophomore, who's yet to score this year, checks in. So down by 2 with the 3 minutes gone in the ball game. Into the front court comes Caius White for the Flyers. White races to the block, puts up a shot. It's going to be blocked, but there's going to be foul as well, and that's going to be on Smiley. So our point guard position already has 3 fouls. That'll send White to the line on the year. White is 1 for 1 for 100%. First free throw by White is going to roll off, no good. He'll have another, however, to try to get his team back to within 1. 5:05 on the clock here in the first quarter. The second free throw by the lefty is good. Caius White with that free throw gets his team back to within 1 at 4-3. With the basketball coming into the front court now will be Kendall. Drifts to the right side, gets the ball to Smiley in front of the Franklin County bench. Mason up top to Furnish, to the left side to McElvain. Cliffy dumps it down to the block to Smiley. Smiley to Furnish. Furnish, hook shot, it's going to be good. Boy, it was going to be an effective weapon all year long. Will Furnish with that hook. Harrison County up 6-3. 4.5 left to go in the first quarter. In the front court on the right side is Chenault. Gets it up top to Mulder. Now over on the far sideline to White. White down to the block, finds Valentine. Puts up a shot, partially blocked. Another shot is blocked again, and this time Furnish will go and get the rebound. Up the floor and into the front court come the Thoroughbreds, leading 6-3 as we approach the midway point of the first quarter. Kendall in between the circles, drifts to the right side. Now dishes it off into the hands of McElvain on a weave to Wilson. Wilson inside the arc, gives it back to Kendall, rushes to the basket. His layup is going to be no good. Rebound, though, picked up by Wilson. Goes to the left elbow. Jump shot, no. Tap, no. And ensuing rebound going to be brought down by Smiley. Good rebounding by Harrison County there. Up top, Smiley in the corner finds Kendall. Back up top to Smiley, to the left side to Wilson, long range. Back up top once again to Smiley. Right side, long range Kendall. Now we're going to have a whistle away from the basketball and a foul on Franklin County. A little too much pushing and shoving as Tyler Valentine picks up his second personal foul. Coming in the game for Franklin County, Jacob Valentine, a 5'9 senior who is yet to score this year. For Harrison County, Blaine Biddle checks in. 6'4 senior, averaging 4.3. Also Richard Harris in the game for the Breds. 6'4 senior, averaging 6.5. From his own baseline, McElvain to trigger the inbounds pass. Cliffy looks, gets it to the block to Biddle. His shot rolls off the back flange. Rebound's knocked out of bounds. And Mulder is grabbing it, but he's standing on the end line. So Harrison County will maintain possession. Low-scoring first quarter, just 6-3, but Harrison County leads. McElvain to trigger the inbounds pass. Somebody get open, finds Harris in the corner. That's Richard. Richard inside the arc, up top finds Smiley. Remember, Caden Custard for Harrison County on the bench in foul trouble. Smiley trying to get away from the defense of White. Gets it into the hands of McElvain in between the circles now to Wilson. Drifts to the right side. Now gets it into the corner to McElvain. Good tenacious defense by Franklin. Harrison struggling. Smiley, a wraparound pass to Harris on the baseline. Harris goes to the block and knocks down his opponent. And they're going to call a blocking foul on Chenault. And that'll be Chenault's first personal foul. 2 free throws coming up for Harris. Richard struggling from the year this year from the line at only 43%.
Richard Harrison to line for Harrison County.
First free throw upcoming. Looking for his first point of the game, the 3:03 mark of the first quarter. It's on the way and perfect. White checks back in for Franklin. Also, Kavion Russell, a 5'7" 8th grader. coming in for the Flyers as Harrison County with that free throw by Harris has taken a 7-3 advantage. Second free throw by the senior is going to bounce off, and Mulder rises up and grabs that rebound. Up into the front court with the basketball comes Russell. Kavion Russell, pass to the right side, stolen away by Smiley. Mason, down low to Wilson, who lays it up and in. Give the assist to Smiley, the points to Garrett, and Harrison County has taken a 9-3 advantage. Now in the front court, we got a turnover by Franklin County. That's their third turnover of this first quarter. Inbounds pass comes to Smiley. 2:43 left on the clock here in this first quarter. Harrison's led nearly all the way. We did have one tie early. Wilson in the corner in front of the Franklin bench on the wing. Finds McIlvain down low to Biddle from the block. His hook shot's good. Blaine Biddle with his first points of the night. Hook shot a la Will Furnish. Harrison up 11-3. The Breds have now scored some 7 in a row. With the basketball out top is Hurst. Or make that White, excuse me. White with the basketball, drifts to the left side. Now gets it in the corner, this time to Chenault. Chenault guarded by Harris, back to White. White in the paint, throws the ball away. Steal by Biddle. He'll get the ball to Harris. Harris then has his pocket picked. Going to the basket is Chenault. His shot is no good, but he's fouled. That foul is actually on the floor. It's going to be on Richard Harris, his first. Carpenter and Hinton return to the game for Harrison County. Harrison County Farm Bureau knows that if you want something protected, you keep it covered. Call 234-4514, and Dustin or Amy will get you covered. From his own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Kavion Russell. Russell lobs it out high and into the hands of Jacob Valentine, who will in turn give it to Caius White. White backs up near the center line, now makes his move to the wing where he'll hand the ball off to Russell. Russell to the near side. Here's a three fired up by Jacob Valentine. A little too long, no good. Rebound's going to be hauled down by Hinton. And here come the Thoroughbreds into the front court. Hinton across the timeline. Gets it on the wing on the far side to Carpenter. Between the circles now to Smiley. Smiley with $1:26 left to go in the first quarter. Now gets the ball to Carpenter. Carpenter crossover dribble, goes to the basket. His shot's going to be short. And Mulder comes down with his third rebound of the first quarter. Here come the Flyers in the front court. White splits the triple team and is going to be fouled before he gets the shot off. This time the foul is going to be called on Hinton. Back in the game, Kendall returns for the Breds. Cynthiana Hardee's has made from scratch breakfast options and the best burgers in town. Hardee's is a proud supporter of Breds and Phillies basketball. From his own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Russell. Russell throws the ball away right into the hands of Smiley. Smiley then almost had the ball taken away from him, but a foul is going to be assessed to Kavion Russell. That'll be Russell's first personal foul. Just a common foul. In the game for the first time for Harrison County, Elijah Harris. Elijah, a 5'7" sophomore, has yet to score this season. He'll come in relief of Smiley. Kendall gets the ball inbounds to Elijah. With a minute left to go in the first quarter, Harrison County leading 11-3. Brett still on that 7-point run, although neither team has scored in the last couple of minutes. Elijah in the corner to Hinton. Hinton back up top to Kendall. Kendall backs it up near the center circle. Now pitches it to the far side to Hinton. Hinton goes to the block, lost control of the basketball, and the loose ball is going to be picked up by Mulder. He'll pitch it on over to Caius White. White in the corner finds Kavion Russell. Russell, guarded by Elijah Harris. Now gets a crossover dribble and the top of the key, trying to get away. Now Harris picks him up defensively, and we're going to have a turnover, actually a foul, on an illegal screen set by Andrew Chenault, and that'll be 2 on Chenault. So he'll come out. Coming in, Lyndon Moore. Moore, a 6'3" senior, averaging a couple of points a game. 32 seconds left to go in the quarter. Harrison County with the basketball. Kendall inbounds the ball to Elijah Harris. Elijah looks over to Coach Brooks to see what play he wants to run this time. He'll cross the center line in the middle of the floor. Now a pass intended for Kendall flies wide of him and out of bounds. Just like last night against Brossard, too many unforced errors. Harrison County 4 turnovers, Franklin County 5. But Harrison leads 11-3. Only one field goal has been made by Franklin here in the first quarter with the basketball. White who has that one field goal, has his pocket picked by Elijah Harris. Nice play that time by Elijah. 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. Kendall at the top of the key gets the ball in the corner to Hinton. Bounce pass down low to Biddle, who puts it up and in. Give Hinton the assist on that one. And Biddle's fourth point will send us into the second quarter with your score. Harrison County 13, Franklin County 3. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports. All righty, back here at the Hilltop, the Thoroughbreds in the first quarter on a 9-0 run to take a 13-3 advantage. And our defense keeps Franklin County without a field goal over the final 6 minutes and 41 seconds of the first 8 minutes. So once again, it's the Harrison County defense that is giving us this big lead so far. Franklin County will inbounds the ball to begin the second quarter play. Caius White looking, lobs it to Mulder. Mulder back to White at the top of the key, being tracked by Elijah Harris. Backing up inside the center circle is White. Now angles to the right side, fires an NBA three, no good off the flange. Rebound, though, is going to be pulled down by Valentine. With now a steal by Harrison County. 7 turnovers for Franklin now. Now Elijah Harris has the ball taken away from him. Chase for the loose ball, and it's going to be picked up by Biddle. Biddle to Harris. That's Richard. Makes the shot, and he is fouled. And we'll go to the line to try and complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Just good hustle going after that 50-50 ball by Harrison County. Makes the score. Max Mulder picks up his first personal foul. 15-3. 7.5 left to go in the first half. Free throw up, free throw good by Harris. Makes it 16-3. With the basketball in the front court for Franklin County, that's White. White near the timeline, trying to get away from Elijah Harris. Goes baseline, trapped by a triple team. Baseline pass to the far side. Here's a long three by number 2. That's Kavion Russell. It's good. Kavion Russell buries the tray. And now we've got a timeout called. We'll take it as well. 7:12 left to go in the first half. Your score, Harrison County 16, Franklin County 6. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports. All righty, back here at the Hilltop, out of the timeout. A steal by Kavion Russell of Franklin County. And now he's going to be bumped as he goes towards the basket on the baseline by Elijah Harris. It'll be Elijah's first personal foul. With the next foul, both teams will shoot the bonus as each has 6 team fouls right now. From his own baseline, Russell to trigger the inbounds pass. And it's going to be stolen away by Kendall. 9 turnovers now for the Flyers in the front court. Hinton has the ball back tapped away from behind and stolen by Franklin County. Now Kendall in turn steals it back. So neither team doing a very good job of holding onto the basketball here lately. Hinton gets the ball to Elijah Harris. Elijah down low finds a wide open Biddle. His shot blocked from behind by Mulder, but they're going to say that Mulder got a piece of Blaine as well. And there'll be 2 fouls on Mulder. So Tyler Valentine, Mulder, and Chenault each with 2 fouls apiece for Franklin County. Going to the line, Biddle, for the first time tonight on the season, a 43% free throw shooter. First one's on the way and good at the 6:49 mark as checking into the ball game. William Dowler. Dowler, a 5'4 junior, making his first varsity appearance of the season anyway. Biddle trying to extend the lead. He does with his second free throw. Making it 18-6 as Will Furnish checks back in for the Thoroughbreds. Reds have led since they broke a 2-2 tie early on in the ball game. With the basketball across the timeline comes Dowler. Gets it on the left side, long range to Moore. Moore back into the hands this time of Kavion Russell. Russell trying to use a pick from Moore. Now drops the ball. Loose ball picked up by Kavion Russell. Now gets it outside to White. White pulls inside of the arc, puts up a 10-footer, no good. Dowler with the rebound. His putback is no good, but he's fouled. It's going to be on Elijah Harris, and that'll be Elijah's second. So going to the line will be Dowler. See, Dowler making his first free throw attempts of the season. As we said, he had not played yet. First free throw, though, is perfect. So William Dowler gets his team back to within 11 at 18-7. 6:23 left to go in the first half. Second free throw for the junior is also good. Coming in the game now, Dominic Taylor returns. He was a starter for the Flyers. He now is in there. Up into the front court with the basketball comes Harrison County. On the right side, Elijah Harris. Harris drifts over to the far side, gets the ball in the hands of Hinton. Hinton inside the arc, a 16-footer is short. Rebound is going to be pulled in by Dominic Taylor. And up the floor, here come the Flyers. Down by 10. Inside the center circle, White goes to the elbow extended. Now down to the block, has the ball back tapped away from behind, but they're going to say that Franklin County actually touched it last. So on the turnover, give the ball back to the Breds. 11 turnovers now for Franklin. Harrison County has 6. Inbounds pass will come to Hinton. Some three-quarter court pressure by Franklin County, just some soft pressure. Into the front court comes Hinton, and he has his pocket picked by White. Goes to the basket. Hinton blocks the shot, but they're going to say that Braylon got a piece of White as well, and that'll send White to the line for a couple of free throws. If you've been thinking about a farm or machinery loan, call Michael Furnish with Farm Credit Mid-America at 859-254-2741 and learn how he can help you. White 1 for 2 from the line tonight. First free throw's good. Back in the game, McIlvain and Carpenter return for Harrison County as the lead for the Thoroughbreds drops to single digits at 9 at 18-9. Second free throw for White coming up with 5:42 left to go in the first half. Freshman's second free throw is no good, and Furnish goes and gets the rebound, his second board of the night. He'll get the ball to Carpenter, who will take over point guard duties. Carpenter in the front court. Top of the key for a three. Rims out, no good. Rebound is pulled in by Caius White. Into the front court. White all the way to the basket. His layup is no good. Rebound is going to be pulled in, though, by Dowler. Here's a three fired up. No good. And on the rebound, there's going to be a foul called on Harrison County again. It's going to be on Kendall, his first. Right now, the Flyers are doing a good job of getting those 50-50 balls. Moore at the line on the year, 0 for 1 from the line, making 0 for 2 as he misses that first free throw attempt. Garrett Wilson back in for Harrison County. Also for Franklin County, Tyler Valentine returns to the floor. 5:15 left to go in the first half. Harrison County leading 18-9. The second free throw upcoming for Moore and this one will rattle out. And Wilson has the rebound for the Thoroughbreds. Into the front court, makes that Kendall to the basket, lays it in. Kind of unhindered at that time was J.D. Easy layup made to extend the lead back out to double digits at 20-9. 4:58 left in the first half. White gets the ball on the left side, long range to Moore. Moore at the top of the key finds Tyler Valentine, now to the right side to White. White in the paint, traveled, no call, gets the ball down low to Moore, who puts it in. Lyndon Moore's first bucket of the night. Gets his team back to within 9 at 20-11 with 4:36 left to go in the first half. Garrett Wilson, left side to Kendall for a three. It's no good and will bounce off of the support structure. So give the ball to Franklin County. Treat yourself to some Snappy. Salads, chicken wings, sandwiches, and of course, Beast Pizza. Call 235-7627. That's 235-SNAP. Thank you, Ryan. Across the timeline with the basketball on the far side of the circle comes White. Gets the ball into the hands of Taylor. Taylor has a shot blocked by Furnish, but races down his own rebound. Pitches it out front now into the hands of Taylor. Taylor goes and gets the loose ball in front of the Harrison County bench near the hash mark. Taylor thinks about driving now, gets it down low. Ball taken away by Furnish. In the front court, McElvain to the basket. His layup is no good. Carpenter trying to go and get the rebound. They're going to say it was knocked out of bounds by Franklin County, and Coach Moore is very unhappy about that call. And I'm not going to blame him because from our angle, it looked like Harrison County touched it last as well. Frustrating day for the Flyers with 7 players out of the lineup. Back in the game, Chenault returns from his own baseline. Carpenter will trigger the inbounds pass. Gets it in the hands of Kendall, up top to McElvain. To the left side to Carpenter, long range. Clay will back it up near the center circle. Now pass to the near side to McElvain. Now back to the far sideline near the hash to Carpenter. Carpenter gets it down to the block to Furnish. Between a triple team, has the ball taken away. And up the floor come the Flyers as we just can't seem to shake them. Going to the basket is White. Puts it up, no good. Kendall comes down with the board for Harrison. You get it in the corner. Here's a three by McElvain. Too long. Offside rebound is going to be pulled in by Dowler. And we'll head the other way with it. Going to the basket and putting it up, but no good, is Tyler Valentine, but he's going to be fouled and will go to the line for 2. Foul on Kendall, now will be JD's second. So Custard, Hinton, Kendall, and Elijah Harris all with 2 fouls apiece. As we said, going to the line will be Tyler Valentine for the first time tonight. His first free throw is no good. Tyler Valentine with that free throw, now 3 for 8 from the charity stripe this season. Second free throw by the seniors, also no good. And Furnish will pull in the rebound for Harrison. You get the ball to Carpenter as we hit the 3-minute mark of the first half. Carpenter in the front court. Gets it into the hands of Kendall in between the circles. Kendall back to the left side to Carpenter, who will fire a 3. Good! Give the assist to Kendall. The tray to Carpenter. That's his first point of the night. And Harrison County has gone back out top by 12, 23-11. 2:46 left to go in the first half with the basketball in between the circles. Chenault now gets it to the far side to Taylor. Taylor puts up an NBA 3 try. No good off the flange, and the long rebound is going to be gathered in by Carpenter. Carpenter in the front court goes baseline. Baseline pass in the corner to McElvain. And they're going to say it was the pass hit the end line for a turnover. Braylon Hinton will come back into the game now for Harrison County, replacing J.D. Kendall. Down by a dozen, Franklin County with the basketball. Couple of minutes left to go in the first half. Crossing the timeline will be White. Caius White moves to the top of the key. Now in between the circles, hands the ball to Tyler Valentine. Down low to Chenault. His shot's no good. And Furnish comes down with his 4th rebound of the first half. Outlet pass to McElvain on the break is no good, but Carpenter goes and gets the rebound. His putback is no good. Gets his own rebound, and as he goes back up again, we're going to have a foul called on Franklin. Foul is going to be called on Dowler. That'll be William Dowler's first as Blaine Biddle returns to the floor. At the line, Carpenter for the first time tonight on the year. Clay, a 60% free throw shooter. although in his first 4 games has only gone to the line 5 times. First free throw by the lefty is perfect. Extends Harrison County's lead to its largest at 24-11. 2:01 left in the first half of play. Second free throw upcoming for Carpenter. So the Bread's starting to extend that lead somewhat now. It's on the way, and this one is good as well. 25-11, your score. Harrison County up. Across the timeline comes White on the near sideline. Now moves in between the circles. Fires up a 3. It's no good, but a foul. Nope, we're going to have a foul away from the basketball. An illegal screen set by Dowler. So give the ball back to Harrison County. Leading 25-11 with 1:55 left to go in the half. Inbounds pass will be thrown in from the hash mark in the backcourt by Wilson. He'll get the ball to Carpenter. Carpenter across the timeline in the middle of the floor. Moves to the left side now. Now backs it back out to reset the offense. Pass to the near side to Hinton, long range. Braylon up top to Biddle. Spins around, finds McIlvain at the far hash mark. McIlvain now pitches it up top to Wilson. Wilson angles to the right, gets it down on the block to Biddle. Biddle back to Wilson in the paint. An 8-footer bounces in there. Good move that time by Garrett. And Harrison County's lead extends now to 27-11. A minute 23 left in the first half, and now we're going to have the ball go out of bounds off of White's hands. That makes now 14 first half turnovers on Franklin County. They only have 11 points, not a good ratio. So the Breads up 27-11, have the basketball. The Breads have now scored 7 in a row. Carpenter with the basketball against the pressure in the backcourt of Taylor. Brings the ball across the timeline on the near side of the midcourt circle. Now pass to the left wing to Hinton. Hinton up top to McIlvain. McIlvain angles right, gets it to Hinton in front of the Franklin bench. Hinton goes baseline, cut off. He'll get it back on the near wing to Carpenter. Carpenter skip pass in the corner to Wilson. Wilson bounce pass in the paint to Hinton. Turnaround 10-footer rolls in. I'll give Wilson the assist on that one as Hinton scores his 4th point. And Harrison County's lead now is 29-11 with under a minute to go here in the first half. With the basketball out top is Chenault. Chenault spins and puts one up. No good. Good defense by Biddle. Rebound, though, is picked up by Dowler. And now a whistle as the ball is knocked out of bounds. Franklin County will maintain possession. 31 seconds left. Harrison County on a 9-0 run, up 29-11. From his own baseline, Taylor gets the ball to White, just flings a ball up there, not really a shot. Rebound, though, is going to be pulled down by Chenault, who puts it back up and in for his first points of the night. So on the putback, that stops the 9-0 run. Gets Harrison County's lead down to 29-13 with 14 seconds left. With the basketball out top, Carpenter. Carpenter moves to the left elbow, extended, goes to the block. Lost control of the basketball, but it was knocked to the bounds by Caius White. 7 seconds on the clock from his own baseline. Carpenter to trigger the inbounds pass. Harrison County trying to get the last basket of the quarter to go into the locker room, up hopefully by at least 18. Carpenter lobs it up top to Hinton. Hinton back to Carpenter. 5 seconds left. Now ball knocked away into the backcourt. Loose ball picked up by Tyler Valentine with time running out. He puts up a shot that's no good, but he's fouled and will go to the line. Foul's going to be on Hinton. That'll be Braylon's 3rd. So Tyler Valentine, who's 0 for 2 from the line, going to the charity stripe with no time on the clock and no players on the lines on the lane. First free throw is good by Valentine. Cuts the lead down to 29-14. Second free throw is also good. So Harrison County will go into the locker room leading 29-15. We invite you to join us now for our halftime show brought to you by Joe Cochran out at State Farm. We'll go over all the scoring and stats from this first half of play from the hilltop on this lovely, windy Saturday afternoon. But once again, your halftime score, Harrison County 29, Franklin County 15. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports. righty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County leading by a score of 29-15. That's 10, JoJo. 10 turnovers for us, yeah. Harrison County taking over when after it was 2 for 2 and or 2-2 and ended up scoring 9 straight points in the first quarter to take a 13-3 lead. They eventually would grow that lead to as many as 15 points or 16 points before going into the locker room up 29-15. Taking a look at the scoring, first for Franklin County, they were led by Caius White, who has 4 points here at the break. 3 points on a tray by Kavion Russell, and then 2 points each for Andrew Chenault, as well as Tyler Valentine, Lyndon Moore, and William Dowler. Also playing but not scoring, Max Mulder, Jacob Valentine, as well as Dominic Taylor. For Harrison County, leading the way in the first half was Blaine Biddle with 6 points off the bench, 5 points for Clay Carpenter, including a 3-pointer, 4 points each for Braylon Hinton, Will Furnish, Richard Harris, and Garrett White. And 2 points for J.D. Kendall rounds out the scoring here in the first half. Also playing but not scoring, Caden Custard, Mason Smiley, Elijah Harris, and Cliffy McIlvain. That's the way the individual numbers look. We'll come back and take a look at the team stats following this timeout. But once again, your halftime score, Harrison County 29, Franklin County 15. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCON Sports. All righty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County leads 29-15 over a shorthanded Franklin County Flyer squad that because of violation of team rules and also some non-COVID sickness, unable to get their full complement or anywhere near their full complement of players here in the first half. First for Franklin County, they were 4 for 19 from the floor. That's just 21.1%. Kudos to our defense as far as that is concerned. They did try 5 3-pointers and made just 1. Meanwhile, Harrison County not shooting the lights out by any means. 11 out of 28 for 39.3%. The Breds were 1 for 4 from beyond the arc. Both teams made 6 free throws. The difference, Harrison County was 6 out of 7 for 85.7%, while the Flyers were 6 for 12, just 50% from the free throw line. Let's see, Harrison County had 17 turnovers 17 rebounds in the first half of play. Of those 17, as I count real quick, 5, 6, 7 were offensive, so 7 offensive and 10 defensive rebounds for Harrison, 17. Leading the way on the boards were both Clay Carpenter and Will Furnish, who each had 4 boards apiece. Meanwhile, 15 rebounds for Franklin, so we out-rebound them 17-15. And let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 offensive and 7 defensive rebounds for the 15 boards grabbed by Franklin County. Their leading rebounder in the first half was William Dowler, who pulled down 4 rebounds, 3 of which were of the offensive variety. So there's your story here in the first half. Harrison County leading 29-15. Hopefully we can maintain and maybe gather a little more intensity than what we played with in the first half, as we anticipate a big week coming up next week. A couple of tough games on the road. We'll be at Clark County, the defending 10th Region champions, on Tuesday night. And then next Friday, we will take to the road again, this time to Henry Clay. So let's go ahead and get some positive momentum in this second half going in to those two games next week. Well, Harrison County's return to the floor, still awaiting the return of the Flyers. So we'll take a break and then come back with a third quarter handoff after this timeout. Once again, your halftime score from here on the Hilltop. Harrison County 29, Franklin County 15. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back up here at the Hilltop. We are just a few seconds away from getting the second half started. Harrison County leading 29-15. See if we can stay out of some foul trouble here in the second half. Caden Custard, who picked up 2 fouls within the first minute 6, will be starting on the floor in the second half of play. Once again, we'll be joining the Phillies in progress as soon as this game is over. They're up at Ludlow for a 5:30 scheduled start. Harrison County will have the ball to begin the third quarter. Custard with the basketball, brings the ball across the timeline. Gets it in the hands of Furnish. Furnish lobs it down low to Kendall, who puts it up and in. Let's give the assist that time to Will as Kendall picks up his 4th point, and Harrison County increases its lead to 31-15 here in the opening seconds of the third quarter. Here's a pass down low, knocked away, and also a foul is going to be called on Kendall. That'll be JD's 3rd. You'll join Braylon Hinton with 3 fouls apiece for Harrison County. Nobody has 3 fouls yet for Franklin. From his own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Tyler Valentine. Valentine gets the ball to Caius White, who gets it up top to Taylor. Taylor drives to the foul line, pulls up for a jumper, and it's good. First points of the night for Dominic Taylor. Gets his team back to within 14 at 31-17. Into the front court come the Thoroughbreds. Kendall passes the ball to Furnish. He'll get it on the wing to Custard, up top to Hinton. Hinton back to Custard, who will bring the ball back near the timeline to reset the offense. Pass to the right side to Kendall, long range. Kendall now in the paint, trying to get it. Now he does get it to the near side to Custard for 3. No good. Long rebound picked up by Dominic Taylor. He wants to run the other way. Puts it up. No good. And on the rebound, the ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Franklin County. Harrison County Farm Bureau knows that if you want something protected, you keep it covered. Call 234-4514 and Dustin or Amy will get you covered. Custard with the basketball across the timeline. Now it falls down, and they're going to say it was because he was pushed by Tyler Valentine. That'll be Tyler Valentine's 3rd personal foul. Brez will inbound the ball from just to the right of their bench at the hash mark. Kendall will do the honors. Reds up 31-17. Pass into the backcourt to Custard. Custard will recross the timeline in the middle of the floor. Picked up defensively by Tyler Valentine. Moves to the top of the key, does Caden. Now will go down to the baseline in the corner. Pitches it back up top to Hinton. Now to Kendall at the top of the key. Here's a pass down low to Furnish, who puts it up and in. Furnish with his 6th point off of the assist from Kendall. Harrison County's lead grows to 33-17. 6:20 on the clock here in the third. Racing to the basket, Tyler Valentine. His shot's no good, but a foul is going to be called on either Furnish or Hinton. Both of them got a piece of him. They're going to call it on Hinton, and that'll be Braylon Hinton's 4th. So he'll have to have a seat here in a second. Tyler Valentine at the line. He's 2 for 4. Missed his first 2, made his last 2. First free throw here at the 6:11 mark is no good. Richard Harris will check back in the game for Hinton, who we may not see for a while because of those 4 fouls. Second free throw upcoming for the senior, Tyler Valentine, is good. Gives him 3 points and gets his team back to within 15 at 33-18. Into the front court with the basketball comes Custard to Richard Harris to Carpenter. Now once again back to Custard again. Custard over on the right wing. Carpenter wide open for 3. Good. Clay Carpenter with his 2nd tray of the game. And Harrison County's lead now grows to 36-18 as we've doubled up the Flyers here in the third quarter. Across the timeline with the basketball comes Taylor. Taylor in between the circles, moves to the left elbow. Now kicks it in the corner to Mulder. Mulder races baseline. His layup is good. Nobody stepped in front of him. First points of the game for Max Mulder. Puts his team back to within 16 at 36-20. 5:26 left to go in the third quarter with the basketball. Custard in the front court. Caden makes a move to the top of the key. Now to the right side to Kendall. In the corner finds Harris. Richard races to the block. His hook shot is going to be no good. Furnish, though, comes down with the rebound, and now a whistle. And we're going to have a traveling call on Furnish. So Franklin gets the ball back, trailing 36-20. Harrison's led by as many as 18. Inbounds pass against some token pressure will get the ball to Valentine. He'll get it back into the hands of Taylor. Taylor inside the center circle, moves to the left side, long range. Now in the corner to Mulder. Mulder back near the hash mark on the far sideline to Taylor. Taylor moves to the right elbow, goes to the baseline, and now gets it in the paint to Chenault, who lays it up and in. Chenault's 2nd basket of the night makes it 36-22. Harrison County's lead down to 14. Custard inside the center circle, just yo-yoing the ball right now. Gets it in front of his own bench to Harris. In the paint to Kendall. Down low to Furnish. Ball fake goes up. Shot no good, but he's fouled. That was really good interior ball movement by the Thoroughbreds. Foul is going to be on Chenault, and that'll be Andrew Chenault's 3rd personal foul. Sending Furnish to the line. This will be Will's first free throws of the night. On the year, just a 44% free throw shooter. First free throw by the sophomore is going to bounce high off the flange and off, no good. 6 points, 5 rebounds, a block, and an assist on the night for Furnish. Second free throw is on the way, and this one will also bounce off, and Mulder goes up and gets the rebound. That's his 4th board of the night. Into the front court with the basketball comes White. White moves in between the circles. Now pitches it on the left wing, long range to Mulder. Mulder, underhanded pass up top to Taylor, and as he drives to the basket around Carpenter, takes an extra step for the turnover. Cynthiana Hardee's has made from scratch breakfast options and the best burgers in town. Hardee's is a proud supporter of Breds and Phillies basketball. Inbounds pass will come from in front of the Franklin County bench, where Kendall will bounce it to Custard. Nearing the midway point of the third quarter, Harrison leads by 14. Breds led by that same margin at the half. Here's a pass to the left elbow to Harris. In the corner finds Carpenter. Carpenter races baseline, nearly traveled. Now gets it back up top to Kendall. In the corner to Custard. Wraparound pass to Furnish from the block. Puts it up and in. Will with his 8th point. Harrison County goes back out on top 16, 38-22. 3:48 left now in this third quarter. In the front court with the basketball on the right side, White for Franklin County. White crossover dribble inside the arc. Now we have some confusion as he was wanting to throw the ball to Mulder, but Mulder sidestepped and trying to retrieve the ball. White traveled. Harrison County with the basketball. Inbounds pass will come to Custard. Custard walks the ball into the front court, gets on the right wing to Carpenter. Carpenter back up top to Kendall. Kendall back to Carpenter, right side for a three-point try. Bounces off of the flange, no good. Rebound pulled in by Valentine. Flyers flying up the floor with the basketball. Taylor got it in the hands of Chenault, but Chenault standing on the end line. So the turnover, the third of the third quarter, gives the ball back to the Breds as Kavion Russell returns to the lineup. At the 3:19 mark of the third quarter. Kendall inbounds the ball to Custard. Custard gets it back in the hands of Kendall, who will take over point guard duties. JD pass to the right side near the hash to Carpenter. The foul line to Harris. Richard's shot is going to be very short. Rebound pulled down by Chenault. Harrison County on defense now from the foul line. An off-balance shot good by Caius White. White with 6 points on that free throw line jump shot. Makes it 38-24. 2:52 on the clock now. With the basketball in the paint, Harris to the basket. Good, and he's fouled. And Richard is going to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play attempt. Foul is going to be on Mulder, his third. 6 points for Richard Harris.
Franklin fouls on number 30, Max Mulder.
Makes it 40-24. Harris is 2 for 3 from the line. And now we got a technical foul called against Jonathan Moore, the coach at Franklin County. So Harris will get his attempt at the old-fashioned three-point play, looking for his 7th point right now at his average of 6.5 points per game. Senior's free throw is on the way and off the mark. So now the technical foul free throws will be attempted by Caden Custard, his first attempt of the night on the year, an 83% free throw shooter, looking for his first point, which he gets. So off of the technical foul, makes it 41-24. Second free throw is on the way and good as well, as Harrison County has turned the score around on the Flyers with a score of 42-24. Timeout called by Harrison County, just a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. As we said, 2:48 left to go here in the third quarter, and Harrison County leading 42-24. Right now, Coach Moore explaining his gripes to the official in front of the scorer's table. So we mentioned a tough week ahead for the Thoroughbreds, along with those road games at Clark and at Henry Clay a week from today. The Thoroughbreds will host the Huck Turner Classic. Harrison County will play at 7:30 in that particular one-day showcase. Other games starts at noon. The first game will have Frankfort and Beechwood. At 2:30, Grant County and Garrett County play each other. At 5 o'clock, Holmes and Shelby County get together before the Harrison-Bourbon game, which is scheduled to start at 7:30. So a 4-game afternoon, all-day basketball here on the Hilltop. Harrison County with the basketball after the technical foul. Up top, Custard with it against the 2-3 zone. To the right side to Wilson, who's checked back in. Now back up top to Custard. In the paint to Harris. His runner is no good. And on the rebound, we're going to have a push-off foul on Harris. And it'll be Richard's second personal foul. So give the ball back to the Flyers. Inbounds pass comes to Kavion Russell. Russell races into the front court on the near sideline, trying to get away from Carpenter. Ball's lost. Loose ball picked up by Wilson. That time Russell just going faster than the ball was. And now going to have over in the back called on Custard, although there was a lot of contact with Caius White going for the steal. It's turnover number 12 on the day for the Thoroughbreds. They had 18 in the win last night against Brossart. Still too many. 18 turnovers for Franklin in the game. White gets the ball stolen away by Carpenter nearly. But Carpenter was standing on the sideline when he picked it off. Still a good try. But still, Franklin County will maintain possession. Phillies in action here in about an hour. We'll join that game as soon as we can. Scheduled 5:30 start against the Lady Panthers of Ludlow. From the far sideline, Chenault gets the ball inbounds to White. White is team down by 18. Now we'll come to the near sideline. Goes down to the baseline, and as he tries to get around Biddle, they're going to call a foul on Blaine, and that'll be Biddle's first personal foul. Just a common foul. Each team with 4 team fouls now. From his own baseline, this side of the basket, Kavion Russell will trigger the inbounds pass. Russell looking, still looking. Got to be close to 5. Now the ball is picked up by Chenault. To the Mulder on the left side for a 3. Bounces high off of the rim and then off of the support structure. So on the miss, give the ball back to the Thoroughbreds. Because of all the turnovers, that's only the second shot that has been put up and missed by Franklin County here in the third quarter. They've made 4 shots. Across the timeline comes Custer to the foul line to Harris. Richard goes to the block, puts the ball down low to Biddle, and Biddle lays it in. Give the assist that time to Harris as Biddle has 8 points now in the ball game. So on the layup, Harrison County up 44-24 with 1:38 left to go in the third. White in the front court on the left side, long range. Moves to the foul line, goes to the block shot, blocked out of bounds by Richard Harris. Oh, they're going to call a foul? You got to be kidding me. Gosh. Foul number 3 on Richard Harris. Looked pretty clean to me. That'll send Caius White to the line where he's 2 for 4. Has 6 points, came in averaging just 1.7. First free throw is good at this 1:30 mark. He'll have another as he makes the score 44-25. Second free throw is also good by the freshman. Lobbying for some playing time by getting the start here tonight. 44-26, Harrison County up. And with the basketball across the timeline comes Custard to the far sideline near the hash mark to Wilson. Back up top to Custard. Guns the ball down low to Biddle. Takes a step to the basket and lays it up and in. Nice job that time by Blaine. He has 10 points on the night. And Harrison County's lead back out to an even 20 at 46-26. 1:05 left there in the third quarter. Racing to the basket, Chenault lays it up and in. 6 points for Andrew Chenault. As he gets his team back to within 46-28 on the layup. Under a minute to go now. And a whistle on the far sideline and a turnover by Harrison County. Just not playing very clean tonight. I mean, we're obviously playing okay as we have a 46-28 advantage, but it's just not as clean as the Scott County and Bishop Brossart games. Mulder with the basketball, races into the paint, puts it off the glass and good. 4 points for Mulder. Timeout's going to be called by Franklin County, just a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here. But Harrison County's one-time 20-point lead down to 16 at 46-30 with just 44 seconds left to go in the quarter. Now, this is not the time to completely let down because a team gets on a roll and a 16-point lead can be erased pretty quickly. Well, we talked about the Breads' upcoming schedule. The Phillies, after today's game, will have 3 straight home games next week. On Monday, the Lady Stangs of Bishop Brossart come to town. Thankfully, Marie Kiefer has departed and is now playing her college ball at Ball State. On Wednesday, Bryan Station, the Lady Defenders, come to town. And then on Friday, we'll host Grant County, the Phillies will. So coming up to the Hilltop on Monday, Wednesday, and or Friday and support your Phillies. Out of the timeout, a full court pressure being applied by Franklin County. Wilson gets the ball inbounds to Harris. Harris throws the ball away. Loose ball picked up by White. White near the hash mark on the far sideline. Moves to the top of the key. Now dishes it down low to an open Chenault, who lays it in. And Harrison County's lead down to 14. After Chenault's layup, 46-32. 21 seconds left. Now going to the basket and laying it up and in will be Custard. Caden with his first field goal of the night puts his team back up 48-32. Just 11 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Kavion Russell races to the baseline, kicks it back out to Mulder, who will fire a 3. Good. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter of play with your score, Harrison County 48, Franklin County 35. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County's one-time 20-point advantage there in the third quarter has been chopped down to 13. Make that Max Mulder with a long-range trade to end the third quarter to get momentum on his team's side. And Franklin County will have the ball to begin the fourth quarter. Come on, Thoroughbreds from the midcourt stripe on the far sideline. White gets the ball inbounds to Chenault. Back to White, who looks over to Coach Moore for the signal. And now we'll start the offense. Moves over to the left side, long range. Now backs up again. Between the legs dribble, gets him inside the arc and gets the ball to Mulder in between the circles to Kavion Russell. Now a whistle away from the basketball. And an illegal screen is going to be set. Well, he's said by Dowler, but he's not in the game. I think he meant Chenault. That'll be Chenault's fourth. Facing full court pressure. Yeah, now the change is made that it's 20, not 25. Each team now with 5 team fouls. Harrison leading 48-35, 7:45 left. Kendall against that full court pressure gets the ball inbounds to Carpenter. Back to Kendall, now to Hinton, still in the backcourt. Hinton into the front court now to Custer on the left wing. Custer goes to the block, to the glass, and it's good. 6 points all here in the second half for Caden. Harrison County goes back out on top by 15, 50-35. 7:27 left to go in the game. Up top with the basketball now is Kavion Russell. Russell, a wraparound pass to Chenault from the block, forces it up. His shot's no good. Rebound is going to be pulled in by Braylon Hinton. Now back in the game, Dowler returns. He'll come in for Chenault, who's very upset as he goes to the bench. Once again, facing that full court pressure, Kendall gets the ball to Carpenter. Carpenter to Hinton in the front court to Custard. Custard lobs it up to Biddle. Ball fake, goes up, misses the shot, but he's fouled and will go to the line. Good ball fake that time by Blaine. Foul is going to be against Dowler, who is number 25. Biddle back to the line where he's 2 for 2, has 10 points. Came in averaging 4. First free throw is going to drop in there good. Nice free throw shooting that time by Blaine. Make it 51-35. 7:07 left. Second free throw is no good. Down with the rebound this time is Dowler. His 5th rebound of the night. Now a steal by Hinton. He puts it up and in. Braylon Hinton with his 6th point off of the steal. Harrison County up 53-35. In the front court, a steal by Harrison County. Now Custard is fouled as he goes to the basket the other direction. Foul is going to be on Dowler. That'll be Dowler's 4th, so he comes in and gets his 3rd and 4th fouls within about 20 seconds after checking in. Custard at the line. He's 2 for 2 tonight. 6 points, a rebound, and a couple of assists. Had to sit much of the first half in foul trouble. First free throw by the sophomore is on the way and bounces off. Score remains 53-35. Harrison County has turned the score around on the Flyers. Second free throw by number 1 is good. Harrison County's lead grows to 54-35. to 35. In the front court with the basketball. A three by Kavion Russell is no good. Going to get the rebound, though, is Dowler. Over to the left side, Russell fires another three. Try. This one is good. Kavion Russell with his second tray of the night. And with that three, Harrison County's lead, once again, back down to 16 at 54 to 38. 6:22 left in this contest. Kendall with the basketball. Looks to his right, passes over to the far sideline to Carpenter. Back up top to Kendall. Back to Carpenter on the right side. Now back to Kendall up top. JD back over to Carpenter on the wing. Gets it in the paint to Custard. Pulls up. Gets it up to the top of the key to Kendall for the open three. It's no good off the flange, but the long rebound is going to be chased down by Carpenter. Carpenter gets the ball down low to Hinton. Misses the shot. Rebound on the floor. A scrum for it. Finally, they call the jump ball. Alternating possession there will keep it in the hands of the Thoroughbreds. As Will Furnish will check back in. If you've been thinking about a farm or machinery loan, call Michael Furnish with Farm Credit Mid-America at 859-254-2741 and learn how he can help you. From his own baseline, Carpenter triggers the inbounds pass. Clay looking, gets the ball to Furnish. Furnish in the corner to Hinton. Hinton up top to Carpenter. Carpenter to the right side to Custard. In the corner finds Kendall for a three-point try. Off the mark, no good. Long rebound is going to be chased down by Clay Carpenter. He'll flick it up to the top of the key to Kendall, who will in turn hand it off to Custard. Back to Kendall near the center circle. Kendall brings the ball to the near side on a dribble to Carpenter. Down low to Furnish, double teamed. Furnish's return pass is going to be stolen away this time by Kavion Russell. Russell all the way the other way, lays it up and in. Russell, an eighth grader, making his presence known here in this game with the steal and the layup. Gets his team back to within 14 at 54 to 40 with still 5 minutes left in this contest. Carpenter with the basketball, races into the paint, goes to the basket. His layup is good. Big basket that time by the senior. Harrison County's lead now goes back up to 56 to 40. 4:53 on the clock. With the basketball, Mulder has a shot blocked by Furnish, and Furnish is going to get the rebound as well. In the front court with the basketball, Custard on the far side of the midcourt stripe. Caden in the paint, wraparound pass to Furnish, drops it, picks it back up, gets it back on the wing to Custard, up top to Hinton, now to the right side to Carpenter for three, off the flange. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Mulder. So we'll head the other way. Going and getting out in front of everyone is Dowler, but misses the shot. Rebound pulled down this time by Hinton. Gets the ball to Carpenter. And now we'll have a timeout called by Harrison County as Coach Brooks sees our team starting to unravel a little bit. 4:19 left to go. Your score, Harrison County 56, Franklin County 40. You're listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports. All righty, back here at the Hilltop, 56 to 40. Harrison County maintaining anywhere between a 10 and 20 point lead over the major part of this ball game, but just not playing very clean and starting to rush things a little bit. Just that timeout just to get our team back in control. Custard with the basketball, lobs in the front court to Hinton, long range on the right side. Braylon back in between the circles to Kendall. Kendall back to the far hash mark in front of the stable to Hinton once again. Braylon. Pass to the near side to Custard. Custard goes into the paint. A runner is no good off the flange, and the rebound pulled down by Kavion Russell. Into the front court, he brings his Flyers in front of his own bench now, trying to get away from Custard. Goes into the paint. Euro step, misses the shot, but Mulder will get the rebound, and now we're going to have a foul called. Must have been a tie-up. Either way, Franklin County will maintain possession as we go under the 4-minute mark. Inbounds pass to Russell, up top to White. White goes to the elbow. Now tries a pass. It's going to be bobbled, but picked up by Jacob Valentine to Mulder, right side for three. Got a little bit off the mark, no good. And Kendall comes down with the rebound for the Thoroughbreds. He'll get the ball into the hands of Custard. Custard into the front court on the right side. Goes into the paint. His runner is going to be no good, but he's going to be hammered to the floor and really bailed out as he was out of control. Jacob Valentine picks up his first personal foul. So Custard back to the line where he's 3 for 4. With 3:26 on the clock, Harrison leading 56-40. Come on, clock run. First free throw by the sophomore is going to bounce out. Checking back in the game, Mason Smiley. Mason played almost the entire first half because of the foul trouble on our other guards. Making his first appearance of the second half here with 3:26 left in the game. Second free throw for Custard is on the way, and this one will bounce in there. That makes the score 57-40. Into the front court with the basketball comes Russell. Russell moves to the left side. Backs up for a three-point try. No good, off to the right. Rebound's going to be hauled in by Custard. He'll bring the ball into the front court as he races around the defensive Tyler Valentine. Goes to the block, to the glass, and it's good. Nobody cut him off. Easy layup there on the drive by Custard. Caden puts our team up now 59-40. 2:55 on the clock. Now an intended pass to White goes beyond him and out of bounds for the turnover. That's 7 turnovers here in the second half for Franklin. They have 21 overall. Kendall will inbounds the ball. He'll get it to Smiley. Smiley to Kendall. Kendall will bring the ball into the front court on the far side of the midcourt circle. Now crossing the timeline. Now steps inside the circle, moves to his left inside the arc. Gets the ball to Smiley at the foul line. Out top to Custard on the weave. Custard spins, backs up for a 16-footer good. 12 points for Caden now on that 16-footer. 61-40, Harrison's advantage back out to 21. 2:26 left. With the basketball on the near sideline is White. He gets it to Mulder up top. Mulder turned the ball over, no call. He'll give the ball to White. White near the hash mark on the far sideline. Now brings it back between the circles. Nearly had it taken away by Smiley, but White controls it, goes baseline, pushes off, no call. Fall away 10-footer is good. So Caius White with 10 points tonight. Gets his team back to within 61-42 with 1:55 on the clock. Racing to the basket is Custard. Shot's no good. Mulder comes down with the rebound. Mulder then has the ball back tapped away from behind by Smiley out of bounds. Franklin will maintain possession as Carpenter comes back into the contest. Custard will come out. From his own baseline, Kavion Russell will trigger the inbounds pass. Gets it to Mulder in the corner on the wing now to White. Up top in between the circles to Tyler Valentine. Tyler Valentine goes up against Furnish. His shot's no good, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line for a couple of free tries. Foul is on Furnish, and that'll be Will's first. So at the line, Tyler Valentine, who is 3 for 6 from the charity stripe. First free throw is good. He has 4 points now. 61-43 now your score. 1:39 on the clock is all that's left. Second free throw is also good. Mr. Valentine. Harrison County with the 17-point lead and the basketball. Kendall across the timeline has the ball back tapped away from behind. Loose ball picked up by White. Gets it to Chenault, who puts it up and in. On the other end of the floor for Chenault, his 10th point. Now a steal again, this time by White. He'll dish it inside. Nobody's there, and Mason Smiley will pick it up. 61-46, 1:11 left. Carpenter makes the shot there. Gives him 12 points. Play 63-46 now your score. Mulder on the other end misses the shot, but getting the rebound will be Kavion Russell, who seems like he's been everywhere tonight. Here's a shot put up from the left side by Chenault. No good. Rebound pulled down by Furnish. And here we head the other way. Left side, Carpenter, 10-footer, no good. Furnish, also no good on the shot. And the ensuing rebound brought down by Mulder. Into the front court we come with the basketball. Kavion Russell, under a minute to go. 63-46, Harrison County about to pick up their third win in a row. Racing to the basket is Kavion Russell, has his shot blocked out of bounds by Furnish. That's 3 blocks today by Will. And now, the rim got kind of bent. Not bent where you can't control it, but bent to where you just need to put it back in place. Inbounds pass comes to Mulder. Lobs the ball in between the circles to White. White from the left elbow. Jump shot bounces off. Rebound pulled down this time by Braylon Hinton. Now, guys, let's just calm down. 10 seconds left. Harrison up by 17. Hinton with the basketball inside the center circle. Will dribble it out. As he'll get the ball in the corner to Kendall. And the clock finally winds down to 0. Giving the Thoroughbreds a 63-46 win. Well, it wasn't a thin masterpiece, that's for sure, but a win is a win is a win. Harrison County wins their 3rd game in a row after losing their first 2 contests of the season. We invite you to stay tuned now for our post-game show brought to you by MCTC Licking Valley Campus. We'll go over all the scoring and stats and also have a chat with Coach Brooks and name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. All that coming up after this timeout. But once again, from here on the hilltop, your final score, Harrison County 63, Franklin County 46. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports.
Dealing with the real world wasn't easy, even before the whole global pandemic thing. Trying to pay the bills, worrying about family, or just trying to figure out what you want to be. The good news? Maysville Community and Technical College is open and ready, with on-campus and online programs that can lead to essential careers in IT, healthcare, and more, all at less than half the cost of a 4-year university. So never put your dreams on hold, and never underestimate you.
righty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County is able to pull out a 63-46 win over Franklin County here on the Hilltop, improving their record to 3-2, while Franklin drops to 3-2. Thoroughbreds took control of this game early on, going on a 9-0 run in the first quarter, which put them up 13-3. They would lead by no fewer than 9 points the rest of the way, as it turned out, building a lead to as much as 18 in this ball game before Franklin County made a little bit of rush there at the end and got the game back to within 16-point margin, but the Thoroughbreds able to pull it out in what was a sloppy second half, especially 63-46. Taking a look at the scoring first for Franklin. They had a couple of players in double figures. Andrew Chenault and Caius White, each with 10 points apiece. 8 points, including a couple of trays for Kavion Russell. 7 points, including a tray for Max Mulder. All 7 of his points coming in the third quarter. 5 points for Tyler Valentine. And then 2 points each for Dominic Taylor, Lyndon Moore, and William Dowler. The only player who got into the game but did not score was Jacob Valentine. For Harrison County, we placed 3 players in double figures, led by Caden Custard and Clay Carpenter, who each had 12 points apiece. All 12 of Caden's points coming in the second half. Clay Carpenter's 12, including a couple of three-pointers. 11 points for Blaine Biddle off the bench as well, as he had a nice night here on the floor. 8 points for Will Furnish, who had a nice line. 8 points, 8 rebounds. He also blocked 3 shots and dished out an assist. 6 points each for Braylon Hinton and Richard Harris, and 4 points as well for both J.D. Kendall and Garrett Wilson. Also getting into the game but not scoring, Mason Smiley, Elijah Harris, and Cliffy McIlvain. That's the way the individual numbers look. We'll take a break, come back, and give you the team stats and also name our Judy Construction Company player of the game after this timeout. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports.
Dealing with the real world wasn't easy, even before the whole global pandemic thing. Trying to pay the bills, worrying about family, or just trying to figure out what you want to be. The good news? Maysville Community and Technical College is open and ready, with on-campus and online programs that can lead to essential careers in IT, healthcare, and more, all at less than half the cost of a 4-year university. So never put your dreams on hold, and never underestimate you.
Figuring out the rebounds real quick so I can tell you what those numbers look like. Okay, for the game, Harrison County hits on 25 of 55 shots. That's 45.5%. That's actually pretty decent. They did attempt 10 three-pointers, but made only 2 of them. Meanwhile, Franklin County, 16 out of 44 from the floor. I should have figured out what that percentage is. 16 out of 44 is 36%, 36.4%. So the Flyers hit 36.4% compared to Harrison County's 45.5% from the floor. The Flyers were 3 of 11 from beyond the arc. Both teams went to the line 18 times, and both teams hit 11 free throws. So 61.1% there. Turnovers, Harrison County commits 17, while we force Franklin County into 22 turnovers, the second game in a row in which our opponent has committed at least 20 turnovers. And the rebounding edge goes to Harrison County, but just barely, 28-26. 11 offensive and 17 defensive rebounds for the Thoroughbreds. They were paced in that department tonight by Will Furnish's 8. Meanwhile, also 11 offensive and 15 defensive rebounds for Franklin County. They were paced by their big man as well, Max Mulder, who matched Furnish's 8 with 8 rebounds of his own. So the 2 big men pretty much played to a stalemate here. But as far as the teams are concerned, Harrison County wins that one 63-46. Got lots of good candidates for our Judy Construction Company player of the game. I think we're going to give it to Will. Will Furnish, just a really nice night tonight. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 3 block shots, and an assist. So congratulations, Will Furnish, our Judy Construction Company player of the game. Coach Brooks still has his team back in the locker room. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take one last break and then come back and have a chat with the coach right after this. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Basketball on WCYN Sports. School. So we'll get out of here pretty soon so we can let him go ahead and take that over. Want to thank my engineer back at the station, Mike Davis, who always does a wonderful job. And as always, want to thank all of our sponsors, because without their help, we would not be able to get Harrison County High School basketball on the air. So from the Hilltop, your final score for the final time, Harrison County 63, Franklin County 46. Good afternoon, everyone.